It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Kitchenland USA, and Smouse Brothers Foundation Repair and Waterproofing. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you on Wednesday. Hope you're having a good week so far as we make our way through it. We're going to start out with some news this morning.
Our new Missouri Attorney General is Catherine Hanaway. She was named at a press conference yesterday morning following the announcement that Andrew Bailey is headed to the FBI. Hanaway is currently a partner at Hush Blackwell in St. Louis. She's also a former Speaker of the Missouri House of Representatives and a former U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District. She is the first woman to hold the AG role. Bailey, meanwhile, Andrew Bailey will be sworn in on September 8th to the FBI. Okay. Another lawsuit against Plaza Towers and its former and current owner, Springfield trial attorney Brad Bradshaw, is suing two LLCs. One, his office landlord. The other is the owner of Plaza Towers now, plus OMB Bank, who holds the mortgage on that building. It's really been a mess ever since the former owner, Marco Dennis, got in trouble with the law and the building went into foreclosure. Brad Bradshaw says that he's looking at breach of contract, wrongful eviction, just to name a few issues. He has been officed out of there since 2000 and apparently had paid his rent in advance and had a contract and everything. So
and he's an
the
attorney.
Saga continues. It is that, though. What a mess that would be to be officed out of there and then it changing ownerships. And Marco Dennis also recently sued the current owner for, he said he took stuff wrongfully. I can't think of the legal term for it, but
seized or took.
Yeah. Seized.
Took ownership. I was reading a story maybe last week about the whole thing, and Dennis didn't have his computer, didn't know where the computer went, and then it turns out that the FBI had seized his computer and then gave it back, but Dennis didn't have it, so a mess is right. It's kind of a mess.
Anyway, that's kind of like the honestly 90-foot overview from all of the nuanced details of that.
But it could be 100-foot, so it's better than that. The Missouri Department of Transportation is giving away a historic bridge on US 160 in Ozark County. It's the Theodosia Bridge, nearly 2,000 feet long, so it's a big one. MoDOT says it's a unique structure that could be reused or repurposed given the right buyer. It has to be right for you, though, because it's a bridge. It's also eligible for the National Register of Historic Places. I think there's one potential customer.
Johnny Morris. Do you think they called him? I don't know if they called him. Listen, if my MoDOT friends, gosh, so many of my MoDOT friends have retired though. I think that says I'm old. Is that what that means? Like if my friends have retired? Okay. Anyway, I don't know if they've called Johnny, but they need to. Like someone needs to alert him. I don't know if he watches Around the Ozarks. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, we know his wife does. And I'm pretty sure that anything that happens in the state, Johnny Morris is notified first.
Okay. There you go. Well,
especially if it
turn up in a town near you.
Well, especially if it involves any sort of purchase.
Yeah.
They're going to need to check with him first.
And the good news is you don't even have to buy the bridge, Mr. Morris. You just have to haul it off. And if you literally raised an entire building, the mill, the Ozark Mill, when it was raised, I mean, hello. Surely you guys remember this.
Not raised as in knocked down.
Yeah, no. Yeah, as in
Lifted.
RAISED. Raised up and still in one piece. Anywho, if you can do that, you can move a bridge. And that's all you have to do. It's free, but you have to haul it off yourself.
Well, he has to have someplace to put it. So he's got bigger fish to fry. At any rate, we'll let him decide that.
Yeah.
Now that you've notified him.
It could be a bridge over the canyon, at Top of the Rock. You could walk over the canyon. I don't know.
Okay. Sounds fantastic. I don't know how you could turn that down. If you get the bridge for free, you do have to haul it off. So
I already said that. I already let him know.
thing. I know, but it's my story.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Oh, by the way, the one thing you did forget is if you're interested, you need to apply. It's a process. You have to apply on MoDOT's website.
I was getting to that, but I was rudely
I was afraid you're about to move on.
like 5 minutes. It's getting more and more real in the city of Springfield. The city's really going after this convention center that they want to do. Now they're taking applications from companies to become a partner on what could be a new Springfield Regional Convention and Events Center in downtown Springfield. Right now, they're looking for what they're calling a construction manager at risk. If it comes to life, voters would have to vote for it, all that sort of thing. It's intended to become a regional draw. They think it will draw conventions, concerts, tournaments, community events, things like that. And they're estimating that it would be about $175 million to build. So it ain't cheap, but they think the payoff will be even better than that.
I have a thought on it. Are you ready for this?
Of course.
I feel like it would be so beneficial to have it near Highway 60 and 65 over there in that area, kind of by like High Street Baptist, and what else is over there? Like, I don't even know. You know what I'm talking about? Right at 60, 65, there's some open land. And I think it says like zoned commercial use. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, yeah, the big development that hasn't been.
Yeah, but a little bit
off.
farther south than that. Because if you think about it, a lot of like Branson people could potentially use it. Because if you're on 60 and 65, it actually feels way closer to Branson than does downtown Springfield.
Okay. All right. You're full of ideas this morning.
I know.
Johnny Morris is going to do something based on what you said. So is the city of Springfield.
Probably. Yeah.
Influential.
Call Cora Scott. Let her know my plan. Okay. This is kind of cool. K-State University. They're going to be offering $50,000 worth of technical assistance to the city of Springfield for cleaning up and redeveloping Jordan Creek. This is just neat. The leaders of the Renew Jordan Creek project won this award essentially after presenting their idea. They were like pitching their idea in front of a live audience of professionals like in that arena. This was at the National Brownfields Training Conference in Chicago earlier this month. There were 40 other competitors and our team took the cake.
Hey, good for them. That's great.
I know. Yeah. It's like they're like the poster child on how to do this well, you know?
Well, I'll tell you something. If the National Brownfields Training Conference in Chicago doesn't make you think it's a party, then you're crazy. That sounds like a.
I think it's cool. I love that.
Good time.
I mean, it means that our people know how to sell a ketchup popsicle to a lady in a white fur coat. That's a skill.
Okay.
That's a skill.
Well, I mean, it's a good project. So I don't know, they have to sell it that much. People like the idea of that.
Yeah, but there's 40 other people with good ideas, and ours was the golden idea.
That's
if
true.
You will.
That's true. Hey, congratulations to Camdenton getting a new community center. It's we'll have multi-purpose rooms, recreational space, event facilities for the townspeople. Ground was broken yesterday. The building should be finished in June of next year. So that's great. And then there's this. U.S. News and World Report says Nixa is one of the top 20 high schools in the state and the number one high school in the Springfield area. So if you're just looking at schools around here, Nixa takes the top spot. It was ranked 20th across the state of Missouri. I think my guess would be it's higher than that. Willard came in at number 52 across the state, Ozark at 56. The findings looked at things like performance in math, reading, and science. So scores are important, and how kids are doing is important.
Yeah,
good for them.
Cool.
Yeah.
Woohoo! This is terrifying and like disturbing, and so many questions. I'm just going to give you the facts. I'm not going to answer all the questions because I don't know. But the FDA says some frozen shrimp sold at Walmart in Missouri may be radioactive. That's what they said. They've recalled certain lots of Great Value brand, which is Walmart's brand, of frozen raw shrimp after they detected cesium-137 in several shipments of that product. Cesium-137 or CS-137 is a man-made radioactive isotope created during nuclear reactions.
Wow. And that's in shrimp.
Which, by the way, came from Indonesia.
How does that happen?
The shrimp came from Indonesia. We just ate shrimp in Indonesia.
I did eat shrimp in Indonesia.
I know, I did too.
Good.
Anyway, I think that this part is supposed to be good news. It says that the level was below the FDA's derived intervention level and does not pose an acute hazard to humans. However, long-term exposure to low-level radiation is associated with an elevated risk of cancer. Okay. That is straight from the press release. So don't eat it, trash it, take it back to Walmart, get a refund, and watch out.
Don't eat a lot of it. Apparently you can eat a little and it'll be fine. Because you and I are fine as far as we know at this point.
It was like, there was a story last week. We did not do it here on Around the Ozarks, but there were some cookies that had wood chips, like sugar cookies, the kind that you get like at the grocery store, like in a plastic carton. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
sure.
Yeah, they had wood chips. Like, how did that happen? You know?
No, I don't.
Anyway.
What are you going to do?
We've had some weird recalls. That's the moral of the story.
I think the moral is that we probably are eating all kinds of crap we are better off not knowing about.
Maybe.
Because we're still eating it, you know?
Yeah.
There's probably ignorance is bliss to a certain extent.
To
I think overall it's
a certain extent, but ignorance of the law is not an excuse. I remember learning that in media law. You can't plead ignorance. Doesn't work.
That's true.
Doesn't
know the speed limit doesn't help you much. Yeah. Trust me.
Yep. Okay, that's it, folks. Happy school day. Today's day 2. Big day, day 2. It's going to be great. And we are super thrilled that you tuned in this morning. It's going to be another hot one. Little bit of a cool off for tomorrow. Stick around for Abby Dyer's weather after this.
See ya.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Wednesday in the Ozarks. Well, the cold front that we were waiting on, it's through, and now we are going to be dealing with cooler temperatures as we head into the rest of the work week forecast. Thankfully, a lot of that heat and humidity is going to be out of the air. It'll still be a warm day, but the north winds kick in already, and we're going to see those north winds bring us cooler temperatures for the remainder of the work week forecast. Another cold front on the way for the weekend, which will bring us an additional cool down. So good news all around here on this Wednesday. Many of you saw the showers and thunderstorms yesterday afternoon and evening, even into the overnight hours for a few folks, especially in some of our southern counties, all in association with that cold front that I mentioned. And now we are finally going to cool off and be back closer to normal temperatures for the rest of the work week forecast. Numbers today, I think they're still near 90 degrees. It'll still be a hot summer-like day, don't get me wrong, but most of the afternoon is going to be dry. Cold front moved through pretty quickly. Yesterday, it was kind of looking like it may linger a bit into your Wednesday. I really think the vast majority of us stay dry in the forecast today. And as the north winds kick in, they'll be dropping those dew point temperatures, so the relative humidity won't be as bad today. We also see just cooler numbers overall, and that trend will continue for much of the forecast. Most of the region remains dry today, as I mentioned. it's possible to get a little spot shower, especially in far southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. I really don't think there's going to be much left out there, however. It's really the northerly winds that are the big story, dropping those dew point temperatures, bringing cool nights back into this forecast. That's a big deal this time of the year because we've been kind of stuck in this pattern where the low temperature only cools to the mid 70s, and then it never really allows you to cool off much at all. If you're starting out in the 70s, you get sunshine in the morning, you're easily up in the upper 80s. Well, now with lows falling back into the 60s, we're going to be able to cool things down a bit more for the evenings, the mornings, and it'll take a little bit longer to heat those cool temperatures back up in the afternoon hours. I've got below average temperatures in the forecast late this week. And then this weekend, another cold front is actually going to be moving through the area. It's going to bring kind of a reinforcing push of cooler temperatures, but I don't think there's any precip in that weekend forecast, primarily because the cold front that came through yesterday has dried our air out. There won't be much moisture to work with. I do expect high temperatures to still manage to climb to near 90 degrees, either side of 90 today. The cool air, though, is in the forecast this evening. We've got mid 60s for overnight lows tonight. By Thursday, the sunshine is back and temperatures will be warming back into the upper 80s on Thursday. We're still in the upper 80s on Friday. By Saturday, upper 80s, low 90s. Cold front comes through on Saturday evening, and then we'll see temperatures knocked back down again. I think mid 80s are possible in the forecast on Sunday, and those are the conditions that'll start us off next work week. So for those of you that were back to school yesterday in the Ozarks, it's going to be pretty summer-like for that first week of school. Second week looks much better with nice cooler mornings for the bus stop early on next day. As we look at the headlines around the country, it's all eyes on Tropical Storm Erin. Conditions are going to bring stormy conditions as well as coastal flooding that's possible for the North Carolina Outer Banks. Erin also bringing threatening surf and rip currents along the entire East Coast line of beaches this week. So heads up. Anybody with some late summer travel planned, that will be impacting our friends out on the Atlantic coast as we head through the remainder of the work week forecast, and those tropical storm conditions are possible for the Outer Banks starting tonight. So that's what's making national news headlines. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. And the question that I left you with yesterday was about hurricanes again. Now that we're starting to see the tropics heat up a bit, what is the minimum sustained wind speed required for a tropical storm to be classified a hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale? What do you think it is? Do you think it's 50 miles per hour, 74 miles per hour, 100 miles per hour, or 130? And the answer is fast, 74 miles per hour to officially go from a tropical storm to a hurricane. Of course, that's not what we want to see. We want to see the winds less than that to reduce damage to lives and property. But if B, 74 miles per hour was your guess, you are correct. Here's the trivia question for tomorrow. Which part of a hurricane typically produces the most destructive winds and the heaviest rainfall? Do you think it's A, the eye, B, the eye wall, C, the outer rain bands, or D, the storm surge? You can let me know your guess. What's the most damaging part? Tell me at aroundtheozarks.com. Thanks so much to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. I'll be back to chat with you first thing tomorrow. Enjoy the summer-like day in the North Breeze today.